Happy Memorial Day, everybody. This is not a white monster. This is something special. This is a red, white, and blue monster. Mostly blue, though. The reason I say blue is because it tastes a lot like the Voltage Mountain Dew. The blue Mountain Dew. The one that they always... the one that was, the special Mountain Dew that they came out with when Halo was a thing, like 20 years ago, when the Halo games were coming out and they'd have special Mountain Dew bottles. And now it's just Voltage. Anyways, that's what this tastes like. It tastes like blue Mountain Dew. It's really good. It might even be a little bit better than the white monster. But I will stick with the white. Just because, well, I don't know. The white's pretty good, too. The white's probably better. Yeah, I'm going to go with the white. But the red, white, and blue, this is fitting for the day. Because it is everyone's favorite Monday of the year. The only Monday that people really look forward to. For all the wrong reasons, but we'll talk about that, too. I mean, it's nice to get a day off. Don't get me wrong. Mondays usually suck and most people hate their jobs. So it's cool. It's fun to get a Monday off for most people. Anyways, I know if you're like working at Walmart, there are no days off from Walmart. Or if you're a trucker or, if you're in the armed forces, which I know Memorial Day is for people who died in the armed forces specifically. There's actually some confusion around that. We have 3 separate holidays that are very similar to one another. We have Memorial Day. Then we have Veterans Day. Then we have Armed Forces Day. Memorial Day today, that's for people who served and they died. They gave their lives. They gave the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Veterans Day is for people who have served in the military. That's for people like me. I get to be celebrated on Veterans Day. All the brave men and women who've served in our armed forces. Armed Forces Day, that is for people who are currently serving. But today's Memorial Day, so we're remembering the fallen while we go out and jet ski. There's nothing wrong with going out and jet skiing. Just remember why we're doing it and why we do get this day off. Memorial Day started as kind of a loose national remembrance after the Civil War. Everybody would stop everything and remember the fallen of the Civil War because it was such a huge cataclysmic event. Over 500,000 men dead in one war, which is the most that America has ever lost. I believe it's more than the World War I, World War II, the Korean War, and the Vietnam War all combined. And probably our Middle Eastern wars as well. If we take all the wars, pretty much every war that we've had since the Civil War, if we combine them all together, we haven't lost as many men or women, but mostly men, almost entirely men, actually. Almost entirely men. We haven't lost nearly as many of them as we did in the Civil War. So after the Civil War ended, there was this general remembrance that people would have, and they'd have it on different days, and different towns would have their own little ceremonies, and different places claimed that they had they did the first official Memorial Day. It wasn't until after World War I that it stopped being a day of remembrance for the Civil War specifically, and just for all soldiers who had fallen in war. And then I believe it was, I want to say 1970 or 1971, around the 1970s, early 1970s, when it was officially turned into a federally recognized holiday, and now you get to take the Monday off from work. I want to talk about gratitude. Gratitude for fallen soldiers and what they've given us. Because it really is the ultimate sacrifice. And let me tell you, probably because of the internet, because of social media, because it's so easy for people to go out and just put their every fleeting thought online for everybody else to see. We have turned into a bunch of whiners. Holy cow, we are such complainers. I have never seen... I'm not that old, and I don't know what people were doing, 100 years ago, but I suspect they weren't complaining as much as they are now. Maybe they were. I don't think they did, though, especially men. When I see men making little TikToks about how hard everything is, and I wonder why men don't want to get married. Look at the pricing of look at the price of housing. What, as opposed to like 100 years ago? Let's see. It's 2026. 100 years ago, in 1926, it was the Roaring 20s, but the Great Depression was right around the corner, which I don't think anyone could afford a house then, except just a few people who, a few of the stockbrokers who didn't kill themselves after they lost all their money and somehow managed to wade through the storm, the financial storm. Oh, nobody can afford a house. Nobody can afford food. People are literally just trying to survive. It's silly to me. It's all really silly. I've never lived in such a broken system that actually made people fat. Yeah, look. I'll get on board with we live in an awful broken system when people actually start getting skinnier because they literally can't afford food. No, you're getting plenty of food. It might not be the best food. When people say it's just human feed, yeah, actually you're right. That most of it's kind of crap. But you're not going to take the time to figure out what you actually should be eating. You're going to keep eating your bullcrap cereal every morning, sugar, drink orange juice, and think that you got a serving of you think you got a serving of fruits in it for the day when you drink that orange juice, not just a huge whopping dose of sugar. I have very little patience for the complaining and for the whining that comes from most people. This isn't even a left or right thing. Everybody complains. It's very annoying. If you're on the left, you complain about all the evil capitalist systems, and if you're on the right, at least nowadays, more and more it's the Jews. The Jews are making you poor, I guess. The Jewish stuff, the Jewish conspiracy, that's just systemic racism for white guys. When you start blaming the Jews for everything, the shadowy oligarchy of Jews controlling the supply lines and making it so you can't afford a house. Here's kind of what I'm getting at. I think it would be a better world. We'd live in a better country if we just quit complaining about everything. Now, I understand, at least partially, because I'm a complainer. I complain about things all the time. But after I complain, I at least try to have the self-awareness to recognize that I am being really whiny and I don't have much excuse for it. And Memorial Day is a perfect time to remember that. We remember what horrible things, our forefathers and even fathers, brothers, the Iraq War wasn't that long ago. The pullout from Afghanistan, where 10 or 12 Marines were blown up. We need to remember them too. Remember all of our soldiers who gave the ultimate sacrifice. They didn't even get to live their lives. Most of them, almost all of them, have died very young. The Civil War, that was almost an entire generation of young men gone. So try and be grateful for what you have. Try to be grateful for the opportunity to be alive. And if you feel like garbage, there's probably a reason for that. It might be related to whatever you're eating or drinking or not exercising or doom scrolling on your phone. Again, these are all things that I struggle with too. Not the eating as much, but the doom scrolling. Oof, that's a hard one. For two reasons. One, it's such a waste of time to just scroll through social media and I don't know why you're doing it. And it's like 20 or 30 minutes later, it's like, holy crap, I can't believe I've been sitting here just looking at random stuff for so long. Oh, I'm a wretch. And then you're seeing all the negative bull crap. Be a little positive. Be happy with your life. Look, after I'm done recording this video, which, by the way, almost no one is going to see. Too bad, too, because it's great advice that I'm giving out. After I'm done with this video, I'm gonna go to Walmart. I'm gonna buy chicken. You know, speaking of the poor Walmart workers that don't get to take the day off, I'm gonna go to Walmart. Hopefully they only have to work like a partial day. I don't know. But I am gonna go to Walmart. I'm gonna get me some chicken thigh. I'm gonna get me some vegetables, yogurt, tuna, all of the food that I need to feed me for the rest of the week. And I'm gonna meal prep. And while I'm meal prepping, I'm gonna take out my my computer. That's what I watch TV shows on. I'm gonna watch a great TV show while I meal prep. And then tonight, I'm gonna go spend some time with family, cook up some hot dogs. It's gonna be a great Memorial Day. And those are all things that, if I had any real sense, I would be enormously grateful for. I mean, I can't believe this opportunity, the opportunities that are open to me. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna tan today. I'm gonna go lay out and tan because I am a first world wretch who has the option to spend most of my time inside in climate controlled environments. It's really a God issue. The lack of gratitude that we have for the lives that we have. I've tried myself to be more spiritual. You know, pray, read scriptures, things like that. Because again, you know, I think to myself, geez, you know, especially when I'm having low points and I'm not particularly happy, and I think to myself, why? There's no reason. I mean, there's reasons. You can always find reasons. But, you know, we're just like, what's her name? What's the girl's name from Overboard? From when Kurt Russell comes and builds her a new closet. And he's showing her this really beautiful closet that he made her. This beautiful, yeah, it's got a crank so that, you know, it can store more shoes because it's on some kind of a rotation system. And it's this amazing thing. He went above and beyond to build her this closet, but she's this snotty rich girl, and so all she wants to know is what it's made out of. And he says, well, it's made out of oak. And she says, everyone knows closets should be made out of cedar. Otherwise we get moths. Well, lady, we don't really have a moth problem on the East Coast. And then she demands that he make another one, and he says it'll cost her more, and she refuses to pay. And he says, lady, I'm not going to eat it off of there. It was not built to my, what does she say? It was not built to my expectations. I will tell you, lady, nothing will ever be done to your expectations. You just needed something to keep you busy during your rich bitch suntanning day. That's pretty much all of us. We just need something to keep us busy because we're rich and we're bored. Take this Memorial Day and I don't know if thinking about how much worse things could be, I don't know if that helps necessarily. I don't know, just try and notice the things that are going well. Notice the things that are working, because we don't notice the things that are working the way they're supposed to. We just stop noticing them. It's only when they stop working that we go, oh crap. A dishwasher was really nice to have her. Oh man. It was nice when my car would get me places instead of breaking down. So I challenge you. Think of things to be grateful for. You don't have to pull out a little diary and write a gratitude journal. That's super gay. No, just think about it when you're unhappy with something, when you're having to stand in line at the store, or your internet's not working as fast as you'd like, or you want to complain about the housing market. How about this? Just think, I have a house. It's got heat. It's got air conditioning. It's summertime. And, I'm well fed. I can just turn off social media anytime I want and live in the moment, not be obsessed with what's going on in the world, and, usually be really unhappy about it. And, of course, I'm Dan Adams. This is American Fitnocrat. You can go out for a walk, or you can go to the gym. You can get some exercise in. That helps a lot. I think people who get lots of exercise in tend to be just better people in general. Generally, I know there's exceptions, but generally speaking, if you're the type of person who's going to the gym and disciplining yourself, you're purposely doing a hard thing. It tends to make you more grateful for the times that aren't as hard. And go to some graves as well. Remember our fallen. Remember our fallen heroes. Go watch Saving Private Ryan. This is a great day to watch Saving Private Ryan. Anyways, I think that's all I got for today. I'm Dan Adams. Go forth, my fitnocrats.